We're the only advanced democracy in the world that makes it harder for people to vote. You're laughing, but it's sad. We take enormous pride in the fact that we are the world's oldest continuous democracy, and yet we systematically put up barriers and make it as hard as possible for our citizens to vote. And it is much easier to order pizza or a trip than it is for you to exercise the single most important task in a democracy, and that is for you to select who's going to represent you in government. Now, I think it's important for a group like this, as we come up to an election, regardless of your party affiliation, to think about how do we redesign our systems so that we don't have 50% or 55% voter participation on presidential elections, and during off-year congressional elections, you got 39 or 40% vote.
Mr. President, you're in the state with the worst voter turnout in the country over the last three elections. We would take 55% tomorrow if we could get it.
There is a reason I'm bringing this up.
Yeah.
But it's not just Texas. So one of the things that we're doing is engaging folks who are already doing interesting work in the online space. How can we create safe, secure, smart systems for people to be able to vote much easier online? And what are the technologies to help people get aware of what they're voting about, who they're voting for? That's, again, an issue where you don't want the federal government engineering all that.
Right.
But what we can do is to have the incredible talent that's represented in this auditorium really spend time thinking about that and getting to work on it.
But governments, Mr. President, governments need to play a role in that they have to pass legislation that enables some of these things.
Yes.
So in Texas, again, a state with terrible voter turnout over time, we broke records on primary day, but we still had the second worst voting age participation of any state that's voted so far. We can't get out of our own way. You need in Texas legislation that enables this. We won't even allow people to register to vote register to vote, not vote. Register online in Texas. Register online. We can pay our taxes. We can hold our phone up at the supermarket to pay with our credit card, but somehow online voter registration is perceived to be insecure. Or same-day registration.
It's not insecure. It's done because the folks who are currently governing the good state of Texas aren't interested in having more people participate. Look, but so, obviously you've got to make a political argument about why this is important, and not every state is going to move along the same direction. But I will tell you that if we can create more and more models that show that if made easier, more people vote, and that it is seamless, and that it is secure, and jurisdictions that are willing to adopt and support these new mechanisms are in place. And if we are building more models of civic engagement and using the tools and technology that we're doing, that we're using to buy things, to participate in self-governance, then over time, look, Texas is never going to be an early adapter of what I'm talking about here. But over time, pressure builds for us to create systems that make government more responsive and make it work better.